All right, maybe a bit of a controversial topic today, but I think it's one that's sort of important because it's one that I'm hearing a lot. Um, I'm just hearing a lot. As I talk to people, as I cold call people, as I'm talking with clients and friends and family and all kinds of stuff. One of the common phrases that I hear often is downsizing. Downsizing. When you talk to people about why they want to move out of their house, just maybe I don't know why, but more recently I'm hearing a lot of, well, we're trying to downsize. We don't know if it's possible to downsize. The kids have moved out and it's time to move on into the next chapter of our life, and the house is just too much to take care of, or the stairs are becoming harder and harder as we get older, which honestly is like something even I in my late 30s, about to be 40, I'm thinking about, is like, what does my next house look like? Do we really want stairs in the next house? Because hopefully the next one is the forever one for us. And so do we really want stairs in the house? These are like things that I think people are thinking about. These are things that I'm thinking about. And the truth is like, as we get closer to retirement, it's important to remember that retirement is a time for relaxation. It's a time for adventure. It's a time for enjoying the things that you love for the rest of your life. And as you think about this exciting new chapter in your life, because it really is exciting, right? Like, retirement is exciting. It's something we sort of look forward to, not having to work anymore. And as you're looking towards this new exciting chapter in your life, it's your current home really factors into that, right? Because does your current home fit your needs? Does your current home fit, this vision of your future? There's a chance that your current home is just too big. There's a chance that your current home is just too costly. Maybe it's not convenient anymore, the stairs being the good example of that. And downsizing actually might help you make the most of your retirement years. And so you should really ask yourself a few questions. Like, as you're thinking about this, you should ask yourself some questions. And, these are just thoughts. Honestly, it's a conversation between you and your spouse, between you and yourself, just things to think about. It's a big decision, so definitely things to think about. So the first question is, do the original reasons that I bought my current house still exist, or have my needs changed since then? And I think for a lot of people who are getting close to retirement, that's probably true, right? Like, I mean, I think your needs have probably changed since you bought your house. Do I really want or need the space that I have? Could somewhere smaller fit better? Do I really need all this space? And while you're at it, while you're thinking about space, think about all of the things that you have too. Do I really need all of these things? This is something in my personal life that I'm doing, honestly, is I'm sort of going room by room and looking at everything that I've collected and amassed over these years and just sort of asking myself, like, is this something I still need? Is this something I still even want in my life? Or have my hobbies changed? Same thing with a house, right? Like, does this size of house still fit my current needs? What are my housing expenses right now? And how much would downsizing help save? Like, how much does it cost to take care of a house that is over 2,000 square feet when I don't need 2,000 square feet? Maybe I only need like 1,500 square feet. What's the difference there? How much would I save by taking care of that house versus taking care of this house? How much would I save taking care of a condo where I don't have a yard to take care of versus taking care of a 5-acre property that I have to mow every weekend and takes 3 hours? These are just questions. And they're like valid questions. And don't think, by the way, for 1 second that downsizing means that you're taking a step back. Because I think people, like, the phrase downsizing carries a certain stigma with it, that it's taking a step back. But that's not necessarily the truth. You might be taking a step forward by buying a smaller house because it just fits your needs better. And that is what is so important, right? What fits your needs? What fits your life? Now, if you answered yes to any of these questions, or if these questions are sort of resonating with you, maybe it's time to consider the benefits of downsizing. And there are a lot of reasons why you might want to do that, right? There are reasons. Financial savings, less maintenance, simplicity, downsizing cuts clutter. There's less to take care of. There might be a financial savings if you go with a smaller house, like utility bills. The mortgage might even be less in some instances. And then, of course, as you age, there's health concerns with being a senior citizen. Maybe you want something closer to the hospital, honestly, or maybe you want something that'll help make it easier to get you to the hospital. These are things that are terrible to think about. You don't want to think about these things, but they're important things as we age and we sort of get into that retirement state that we should be thinking about, right? Now, some of you might be thinking downsizing is impossible because of today's market. And you might be thinking, boy, it costs a lot of money to buy a house right now. And I don't know if I could afford to do it. But there's some good news for you, and that's your equity. In the house that you're in right now, you probably have a lot of equity in that house. So it's something to think about, in terms of the market is what it is. And home prices are what they are. But that also means that your house is going to sell for a lot more than it probably would have when the market was different. It's just interesting. Seniors Guide, they have an interesting quote about this. And it's this. At a time when homeowners age 62 and older have more than $12 trillion in home equity, downsizing makes sense. And it does because again, with home prices being where they are and where you probably bought your house when you bought it, there's probably a ton of equity there. And so look, if you've been in your house for a while, you're probably one of those homeowners that have a considerable amount of equity. And equity is something that you could use to buy your next house. It can be used as a down payment. It can be used to honestly pay off some debts. There's several things that you can do with your equity that open up the possibility of you getting a new home. And so, what'll happen is if you have a real estate agent, they'll walk you through sort of every step of the process and talk to you about the equity and how that works and what you can do with that. They'll also help you set the right price for your current home when you do decide to sell, and help you find a home that best fits your needs. And because they should have a good understanding of the market, they can kind of help you, find something where you'll be able to afford what you're getting into. And if you don't have a real estate agent, call me, contact me. My contact information will be in the description of the video. Feel free to reach out to me. We don't have to commit to anything. I can just answer questions. If you have any questions about this or about downsizing or about equity or about anything, feel free to reach out to my contact information, which will be in the description of this video, because I'd be more than happy to help with. We don't have to commit to anything. We can just have a conversation. But the bottom line of all of this is, if you're starting your retirement journey, think about downsizing, because it could really help.